Mock10100, back for more, asked, what games do you plan on buying this fall? Can I be your friend on Xbox Live? In brackets, Super Mock 10. No, you can't be my friend. Yeah, of course you can. Just send me a friend request, LeakyTapsMan on Xbox Live, and I will definitely accept. What games do I plan on buying this fall? Borderlands 2, Halo 4, Black Ops 2 for sure. Dishonored is one that I'm keeping very close tabs on. I'm going to wait for the reviews. Assassin's Creed 3 is one that I'm very interested in, but I'm not sure I'll get it straight away. Outside of that, not a great deal. The Future Gamer 98 asked, what's your favourite movie? That is a tough one. It's hard to pin it down to one film. If really pushed, I would probably go for There's Something About Mary, which is a bit of a strange choice you might think, but it is such a funny comedy on so many levels and in many ways ahead of its time. And it's one of those films I can just go back and watch and just LMAO all over the place. Honourable mention to American Pie as well, because I love stupid teen comedies and that is the best of the bunch. I don't really watch that many movies outside of comedies. I'm sure you can tell from those choices. Alright, Arrest the Monkey asked, what's your favourite TV series? Present and all time. Let's see, present has definitely got to be Breaking Bad. It's not really a big show in England for whatever reason, so I only heard about Breaking Bad when it was already in its 5th season, but I basically watched from the first episode up until the present episode in the space of like 2 weeks, so I was hooked on it pretty much from the start. It's incredible. It is such a good show, and it seems to get better with each season, which is very rare. And it's Malcolm's dad from Malcolm in the Middle, so how awesome is that? As for favourite TV series of all time, I would probably go for Lost. Even though it got a bit convoluted towards the latter seasons, the first 2 in particular were just like phenomenal TV, and for me it's yet to be replicated. Also Prison Break, I was a big fan of that, so those 2, although Lost edges it if I had to choose one. Oh, and also Simpsons, if we're going to go with cartoons. Simpsons in its prime, like seasons 3 to 10, that was the absolute funniest show by a country mile, so no show for me has come even close to being that funny, so I have to mention Simpsons. Alright, Canatus said, ooh, and something I've always been confused about, why did they stop making Crash Bandicoot games? Congrats on the partnership, by the way, smiley face. Thank you, sir. Why did they stop making Crash Bandicoot games? I imagine it's because they weren't selling too well towards the latter stages. For me, Crash Bandicoot pretty much died as soon as Naughty Dog left, and I think it was Vivendi that took over. Either way, they just really didn't create the same success that Naughty Dog did, so to answer your question, I imagine it's down to poor quality of games leading to poor reviews, leading to poor sales. That's not to say Crash Bandicoot can't ever come back, I'm sure it will at some point, but if it did, I'd love for Naughty Dog to make it. Alright, Franklin Armadillos said, damn, I thought of a question, but then my internet went out, and now it's back on I've forgotten my question. Sad face. What is your favourite, dogs, cats, or rats? Well, it's definitely not rats, I'll tell you that much. Between dogs and cats, I can't really choose, because I've had both over the years, so they both have their pros and cons. They're both very noisy, and they both leave lots of hair lying around. But they're equally as awesome, so I couldn't really choose, to be honest. I'm just a big animal lover in general, except for rats, obviously. So sorry for taking the fence-sitting option there. Zia Sundra 696 said, can you state our Fallout convo for those that didn't read the comments? I cannot, because I delete my messages pretty much as soon as I get them, so apologies for that. If you still have them, feel free to send them to me, and if I do a Q&A in the future, I will definitely put it in. Alright, Gothy Pingu is back for more. Do you have a Nintendo DS? X. Nice little kiss on the end. Yes, I do have a Nintendo DS. I also have a 3DS. I'm a big Nintendo fan, so I have pretty much everything that they have going. And the DS in particular is a good favourite of mine. Alright, Blue Ink Enterprises asked, do you have PSN and do you play War Inc. Battlezone on PC? Smiley face. I do have PlayStation Network. My ID is LeakyTapsMan in just one word. Do I play War Inc. Battlezone? No, I do not. My PC is pretty naff for gaming, so I pretty much limit it to just indie games. I'm not sure if that is an indie game, I've never actually heard of it, but I imagine it's not, so that's a no from me, unfortunately. The Stevie B 1986 asked, who is your favourite YouTuber? I'm going to make a confession here. I don't really watch YouTube a great deal, if at all. The people that I do watch are always the smaller commentators, just because I feel that they need the lift more. And plus, a lot of the top guys just kind of annoy me, to be honest. I also don't particularly watch that much of the bigger guys, just so people can't accuse me of trying to replicate somebody. I mean, I can't copy someone if I don't know what they do. So, collectively, I've watched the big guys in about 2 videos overall between them, so barely anyone. To actually get to your question, I have a handful of favourite YouTubers. Play with Niz, obviously, I watch all his videos. Bob's 50/50, aka Psychopathic, I like watching his stuff. He's a gentleman of more experience, and he tells some fascinating stories in his commentaries. I always like to watch those, it's something a bit different. It's That Epic Person, actually, he commented in this video. I like watching his stuff just because you never know what you're going to get with him, he always does some funny crap. Again, it's something a bit different, and that's what I like to see. So, check all of those out. Jurassic425 is another guy that I like. He does a mix of stand-up comedy and commentaries, which is something, again, you don't really see. Just anybody in my sub box on my channel are generally the people that I watch, and there's probably a couple others that I've just failed to mention that I can't really think of at the moment, so apologies if I did. Lippy the Brave asked, what kind of music are you into and who is your favourite artist? Smiley face. Music-wise, I don't generally listen to a great deal of music, but the stuff I do like, a lot of people are probably going to hate me when I say this, but I really like dubstep, but not necessarily Skrillex. I like Feed Me, they're really good, and a couple of others. As for my favourite artist, I'd have to say Kanye West. I love absolutely everything that he does as an artist, not as a person. Obviously he's a bit of a dick, but his music is second to none in my opinion. I know that doesn't generally fit in with me liking dubstep, but I'm not just limited to dubstep, I listen to quite a variety of things. The Doomsday Killer asked, did you ever watch WWF/WWE, and who is your favourite wrestler? X, a nice little kiss from you as well, thank you. Yes, I used to watch WWF all the time, back in the Attitude Era, and to be honest, I still watch WWE quite a lot. Is it sad? Possibly, but loads of people my age watch stuff like soap operas, and frankly, they are more gay than wrestling. Yes, wrestling might be fake, but so is every TV show you ever watch. So, it's like the pot calling the kettle black, as they say. As for who was my favourite wrestler, Kane. I was a big Kane fan just because he was an absolute monster and he used to take guff from no one. Who is my favourite wrestler? That would have to be Wade Barrett, just because he's from near where I live, he's a good bloke, and again, he is a badass that just does his own thing, so Wade Barrett gets the nod, although CM Punk is a close second. Kendrick Bryan there says, do you play many sports? 3 question marks. To be honest, no, I don't really play that many sports. I do a fair bit of exercise, but that's mainly just cardio like jogging and stuff like that. I do play football fairly regularly, but that's about it, to be honest. One sport I quite like playing is badminton, but I'm really bad at it, so I don't play it that often. But no, I don't really play that many sports, to be honest. Mr. Jedi Pickle asked, how do you make such good videos? Thank you. I make video game videos and wish lists, but they only get like 2 views and a comment if I'm lucky. Without looking at your channel, I would just refer you to my previous answers to do with how to get noticed on YouTube. The same thing kind of applies. And one thing on top of that I would recommend is stay on topic, because on my wishlist videos I don't really divert from the main topic. I don't do a lot of ums and ahs. There's no blank spaces. These are things that a lot of commentators kind of fall into the same trap of doing, and just have a decent amount of knowledge about the topic that you're talking about, because people on YouTube will nitpick everything you say, so you need to account for every eventuality. Again, if you need some more specific advice, then feel free to give me a message and I'll get back to you. Ryan Pun asked, what other hobbies do you have besides gaming? Well, I guess jogging/running is a hobby, if you can count it as one. It's quite boring, but I just do it to stay in shape. I play the guitar poorly, but that's another hobby. Being cool, that takes up a lot of my time. Watching football. I'm an avid football fan and I go to quite a lot of football games. If you're not aware, I'm a Chelsea fan, I've mentioned that in previous videos, but I do go to quite a lot of Chelsea games, so that's something that I very much enjoy doing besides gaming. Ryan Pun also said, oh, and also what are your favourite food and drink? Drink would have to be 7-Up. I love me some 7-Up, or Dr. Pepper actually. Bugger it. If I had to choose, Dr. Pepper, yeah, I love it. But what I drink the most is coffee. I drink like 3-4 cups a day. As for favourite food, I'd probably go for KFC. Just the skin, I guess. But basically, Southern fried chicken, if it's done right, is the absolute dog's nards. I'm also a big fan of Yorkshire puddings. You can't beat a good roast dinner, so those for my favourite food. And Joe Pro Show being an absolute cretin again, please sing me some Barry White. Ah, you are just the worst kind of person. Right, this is because Joe said that my voice was smooth and that he should listen to jazz or something along those lines, and basically as punishment for me saying that you'll love jazz, he's now going to try and make me sing some Barry White. And you know what, I'm going to do it, Joe. Saying that, I only know like 2 lines of Barry White, but I'll give it a shot. Oh, I don't know why. Can't get enough of your love, babe. I love the sexy slither of a female snake. That was off The Simpsons. There you go. So you should be rock solid by now, if you know what I mean. Or very, very wet, if you know what I mean. Let's end this whole thing on that horrible, horrible note. So that is absolutely every question / statement / circumcision request dealt with. Thanks to everyone that got involved. I had a lot of fun doing this video, and when the time is right, it shall be resurrected. So you have all that to look forward to. Again, a massive thank you. Have a nice day. Goodbye.